On a worn patch of grass in East London, as the evening light fades and shadows stretch long, one boy remains. Alone, he places a ball on the ground, takes a deep breath and kicks. This is not a game. This is practice, relentless and unwavering. He walks to retrieve the ball and places it again, repeating this ritual 10,000 times. This boy is not the fastest nor the strongest. He cannot dribble like Messi or score like Ronaldo. He possesses only one true gift, his right foot. It would one day curve a ball over Barcelona, save a country from disgrace, and push him to the lowest point of his life. David Robert Joseph Beckham was born on May 2, 1975, in Leytonstone, a humble corner of East London. His family, though not wealthy, thrived on love. His father, Ted, a kitchen fitter, and his mother, Sandra, a hairdresser, cherished simple joys. Yet there was one passion that united them all: football, but more specifically one team. Manchester, 200 miles away, was a journey Ted made several times a year, driving his family north to watch their beloved club play. From the moment David entered the world, this devotion was instilled in him. His full name was deliberate, a tribute to Bobby Charlton, a Manchester United legend. Ted hoped some of that. David's journey began at Ridgeway Park, where at the age of 10 he joined a youth team. While other boys rushed home for dinner, David lingered. As dusk settled and temperatures dropped, he remained, kicking the ball time and again. Hundreds of times, thousands, even tens of thousands over the years. Can you imagine? Sometimes his father watched from the park's edge, occasionally helping with drills. But more often David practiced alone, a boy, a ball and a right foot. In those quiet moments he was not merely playing, he was teaching himself. This is the secret behind greatness. Talent is not born, it is built, one repeated. At 11, David entered a skills competition organised by the Bobby Charlton Soccer School, the very name that had echoed in his home since birth. Winning caught the attention of Charlton himself, who recognised something special in the young boy. He made a call to his old club, opening a door that David had been kicking at for years. At 13, David joined Manchester United's youth programme. At 16, he signed his first professional contract. His parents drove him north again, but this time their son wore the red shirt they had admired for so long. He had a place, a club, and a dream that was now a reality. But his skills, still under construction, would take time to develop. In the early 90s, United's fierce Scottish manager, Alex Ferguson, nurtured young talent. Among the brilliant youth players were Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes and the Neville brothers, Gary and Phil. They were known as the Class of '92, and in their ranks stood David Beckham. David's moment of national recognition dawned on August 17, 1996, during the Premier League's opening match against Wimbledon. As the game neared its end and United led comfortably, the ball found its way to Beckham, standing near the halfway line. He glanced up and noticed the goalkeeper too far off his line. With a swift motion, he lifted his right foot and chipped the ball into the sky. As it soared, the stadium held its breath. The keeper turned, scrambling back, but it was too late. The ball arced perfectly, landing in the net. For a heartbeat, silence enveloped the arena before it erupted in cheers. The next day, every newspaper bore his name and image. David Beckham, a 21-year-old boy who, a year later, Manchester United bestowed upon him the iconic number 7 shirt, a number worn by football legends. David, now 22, embraced it like a man destined for greatness. He entered the 1998-99 season, which would become legendary. United achieved the treble, winning the Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League. On a warm evening in Barcelona, during the Champions League final against Bayern Munich, the stakes were immense. Bayern scored early, leaving United desperate for an equaliser. As the clock ticked down, hope waned. But then, in stoppage time, David advanced to the corner flag, placing the ball with intent. He bent his right foot, sending the ball sailing into the penalty area. Teddy Sheringham flicked it into the net. 1-1. Moments later, another corner was awarded. Beckham repeated his motion, curving the ball again. This time, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer connected, and the ball rocketed into the roof of the net. 2-1. United had clinched. With fame came adoration. Yet just a year later, the tide would turn. In the summer of 1998, the World Cup was held in France, and David, now 23, was engaged to Victoria Adams, known to the world as Posh Spice. They were the most photographed couple in England. England reached the knockout stage, facing Argentina, a match steeped in history and rivalry. On June 30, 1998, in Saint-Étienne, the game was fierce. Argentina struck first, but England equalised. Then an 18-year-old Michael Owen dazzled with a stunning goal, putting England ahead. But just before in the second half, the pivotal moment unfolded. David received the ball in midfield when an Argentine player, Diego Simon, fouled him harshly. Beckham fell, and in a fleeting moment of frustration, he flicked his leg. Simon collapsed, feigning injury. The referee brandished a red card. David was out. The same right foot that had elevated England, now down to 10 men, fought valiantly but faltered in the penalty shootout, eliminated from the tournament. Outside the stadium, David sobbed in his father's arms. In that moment, a young man's life shattered. What followed was a chilling turn. As Beckham transformed the next morning, English newspapers splashed his face across their front pages. One daring publication transformed his image into a dartboard. Politicians appeared on television, pointing fingers, blaming him for the nation's failure. At just 23, he carried the weight of a country's disappointment. It escalated. Outside a London pub, they hung an effigy of him, a stuffed dummy adorned with a noose. Letters poured into Manchester United's offices, some laced with bullets. Death threats flooded in. Even in his own home, he felt a shadow of fear. This part of the story lingers, haunting. He was young, newly engaged, yet he stood as the most despised man in his own land. "I wish there was a pill to erase certain memories," he once lamented. But no such remedy exists, only one path remained. The same right foot that had caused his downfall would have to lift him up. David Beckham did not flee, nor did he hide. He didn't change clubs or countries. He returned to Manchester United, resolute. He played football. For 3 grueling years, he bore the burden of a nation's rage. Boos met him at every English stadium. Opposing fans wielded fake red cards, their cruel chants echoing about him and his wife. Could a country truly harbour such hatred for its own? Yes, it could. Yet through it all, Beckham kept running, crossing and bending free kicks, his skill aiding Manchester United towards victory. The treble unfolded amidst this storm. Gradually, painfully, his talent drowned out the fury. In 2000, the England manager bestowed upon him the captain's armband, a silent, pivotal moment, a glimmer of hope that perhaps the nation was beginning to listen again. Still, forgiveness remained a distant dream, requiring a grand gesture to heal years of anguish. That moment arrived on October 6, 2001. England faced Greece in their final World Cup qualifying match at Old Trafford, Beckham's fortress. A draw would suffice to secure their spot. It should have been straightforward. Greece was not a formidable opponent, yet nothing unfolded as expected. Greece scored first. England equalised only to fall behind again, 2-1 to Greece. The clock ticked down 80, 85, 90. Anxiety gripped Old Trafford. The English fans, once his foes, now turned toward him with a flicker of hope. All match long, Beckham fought on. He sprinted, pursued every ball, took 6 free kicks and missed all. The 7th chance came in stoppage time. A foul 30 yards from goal. The referee's whistle pierced the air. Beckham approached the ball, 93 minutes on the clock. It was nearly England's last chance. The stadium hushed. Beckham placed the ball, stepping back. He surveyed the goal, the Greek wall, the goalkeeper. A deep breath filled his lungs. He charged forward. His right foot, the one honed through countless practices, the foot that had curled corners against Bayern Munich, struck the ball. It soared, curving through the air, evading defenders. The Greek goalkeeper leaped, grasped, but the ball was already past him, nestled in the top corner. Old Trafford erupted, shaking as if the roof might lift into the heavens. Beckham sprinted to the corner flag, arms wide, his face a portrait of liberation. England was headed to the World Cup. Years later, he would reflect, "That was the moment England forgave me." Can you fathom holding a nation's wrath for 3 years, only to release it with a single kick? 1 year later, a film titled Bend It Like Beckham graced screens. A British girl defying her family's wishes aspired to curve the ball just as he had. The film became a cultural phenomenon. Beckham's name transformed into a verb. To bend it like Beckham entered the lexicon. But redemption was not yet complete. The final act with Argentina loomed. 8 months later at the World Cup in Japan, England faced Argentina once more, reigniting old rivalries and unresolved pain. 23 minutes in, Michael Owen was fouled in the penalty area. The referee pointed to the spot. Beckham stepped forward. The weight of history hung in the air. He placed the ball, locking eyes with the goalkeeper. Stepping back, he charged in. His right foot struck the ball, sending it straight into the net. England won, Argentina nothing. Beckham raced to the sidelines, shouting at the sky, years of anger and suffering pouring from him. The circle was complete. He had endured the depths of despair, felt hatred and finally forgiveness. But the boy once shattered in England was ready to take his right foot across oceans. By 2003, Beckham had amassed every possible honour in English football. 6 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, a Champions League trophy and the captaincy of England. Yet change loomed at Manchester United. Alex Ferguson grew weary of Beckham's fame, frustrated. Beckham had evolved into a global icon, a fashion statement married to a pop star. Ferguson disdained distractions. In February 2003, after a loss to Arsenal in the FA Cup, tensions boiled over. Ferguson, furious, kicked a stray boot, which struck Beckham above the eyebrow. Blood streamed down his face, the story leaked, fracturing their once father-son bond. Months later, Beckham departed the club he cherished. He signed with Real Madrid, joining the ranks of the Galacticos. The club's president sought to assemble the world's finest players. Zidane, Ronaldo, Figo, Roberto Carlos, Raul, they wanted Beckham. Upon arrival in Madrid, 500 journalists awaited his unveiling. With the number 7 shirt taken, he chose 23 in homage to Michael Jordan. In his final season there, he helped Real Madrid clinch La Liga, the Spanish championship. But at the pinnacle of European football, Beckham made an unexpected move. He ventured to America. In 2007, Beckham joined the LA Galaxy. At the time, soccer struggled for recognition in America. Football, baseball, basketball dominated the landscape. Soccer was reserved for children. Beckham's arrival changed everything. His presence was monumental, prompting the league to introduce the Beckham rule, enabling clubs to sign high-profile international stars. Beckham was the pioneer. His influence soared, winning 2 MLS Cups with the Galaxy, dramatically boosting attendance and attracting sponsorships. He transformed American perceptions, showcasing soccer's worth. Following short stints in Italy and France, Beckham retired in 2013 at 38. But the greatest dream lay ahead. When he signed with the Galaxy, shrewd lawyers had negotiated a clause allowing Beckham to purchase an MLS team at a reduced price upon retirement. He seized the opportunity, launching Inter Miami. The club began small, its stadium modest. The initial seasons were challenging, but Beckham remained steadfast, desiring to bring the greatest player on earth to America. He set his sights on Lionel Messi. For years, he cultivated the conversation. In 2023, the moment materialized. Messi's contract in Paris ended. Beckham extended his offer. Messi, the World Cup champion, accepted. Lionel Messi arrived in America at Inter Miami with Beckham. "It was our gift to America," Beckham later stated. In December 2025, Inter Miami claimed the MLS Cup. Beckham stood on the field, witnessing the trophy lift. He became the first in MLS history to win the championship twice, once as a player and once as an owner. Yet the pinnacle of his life still awaited him. On November 4, 2025, Beckham approached Windsor Castle at age 50, flanked by his parents Ted and Sandra, now in their 70s, and Victoria. They had travelled countless roads to Manchester, witnessing their son chase his dreams. Now, in a grand hall of a royal castle, they watched as Beckham knelt before King Charles. The king took a sword, touching it lightly to Beckham's shoulder, proclaiming, "Arise, Sir David." The boy from Leytonstone had become a knight. Later, Beckham would reflect quietly, "It was my proudest moment." 7 months passed, and another honour awaited. On June 12, 2026, at the age of 51, Beckham received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. At the ceremony, the same boy who once wandered alone in Ridgeway Park. Today, if you visit Ridgeway Park in East London, it appears unremarkable. Just grass, a few worn patches, an ordinary corner of an ordinary city. But as evening descends, just before the sun dips below the horizon, you can almost envision him. A small boy, maybe 10 years old, standing solitary. The light wanes, his friends have gone home, and his mother's voice calls him for dinner. Yet he remains undeterred. He places a ball on the grass, steps back and runs forward. With a powerful kick, the ball soars. He walks to retrieve it, sets it down once more and kicks again. 40 years later, that same right foot would save a country from disgrace, conquer the Champions League and plunge him into despair, only to lift him back into the light. The tale of David Beckham transcends football. It is about relentless practice, unwavering patience, and the extraordinary potential of one ordinary boy with a singular gift. All it takes is the willingness. And here's the lesson to carry with you tonight. You don't need to be the fastest or the strongest. You don't need to be born with every advantage. All you need is a single spark of talent and the patience to work in solitude. The quiet, unseen labour, the movement you repeat 10,000 times, is what truly matters. David Beckham faced brokenness, hatred, forgiveness, and even knighthood. Yet before all of that, he was simply a boy in Leytonstone, standing in a tranquil park, picking up a ball and placing it down again. Some legends are born with everything, but David was born with just one thing, and he transformed it into everything. This is the essence of David Beckham's journey. Reflect on it. Which moment resonates with you most? The boy alone in Ridgeway Park, the red card in Saint Etienne,